Jai Ma, Jai Gurudev. We have been exploring the meanings of the 5 makaras called Panchmakaras in Tantra. So far, I have made many videos wherein I have described in detail what Bhagwan Shiva has told about these 5 things. The meanings are much more deeper than their literal meanings. I have already explained what is Madya or wine, tantric wine. Bhagwan has given detailed recipes also. Then last time he spoke about Maas means meat, and in that meat he has spoken about 3 types of meat: Akashchari, Jalchari, and Bhuchari. The only thing now remaining is mean. So Madhya is done, Maas is done, mean, Mudra, and Maithuna. And as I told you, when Bhagwan Shiva is speaking, he literally is speaking of the inner meanings and not the way somebody would interpret with their literal meanings. So let me just recap everything once. Madhya. What is Madhya? Madhya means wine. The inner meaning, the esoteric meaning would be divine intoxication. Intoxication, feeling intoxicated in the love of Devi. Devi means mother, divine mother. Anando Brahmano Rupam Tattudehe Vyavasthitam Tasya Bhivanjaka Panchamakara Tairarchana Guptaya. Madhya means the Ananda, the happiness, the intoxication, the divine intoxication inside you, that is called as tantric wine. That is the underlying meaning. So if you are a real good tantric student, you must know the underlying meaning. The moment if I say wine, oh, the inner happiness when you practice tantra. When I say mass, you don't think of animal flesh, okay? You think of who is an animal. You yourself are an animal. This body is made out of flesh. So this flesh, this body has to be surrendered. So when I say mass, okay, our own bodies. 3 types of mass. Go bhuchari. Bhuchari means mass from earth. Mass means flesh from earth. Jalchari and akashchari. Though external, in external ritual, you will offer many fruits and everything that I explained in the previous video. But now we are going into the internal meanings of it. So bhuchari means, oh, our mind is always on this bodily platform. So this body is called bhuchar. This flesh, this body is surrendered to you. Jalachari. Jalachari means this mind is an ocean. And in that ocean, all our organs, sense organs are floating like fishes. Eyes are going somewhere. And in the mind, we are making pictures. Then ears go somewhere. In the mind, we are talking something. With every organ, we are doing something. So mind is like an ocean. This world is like an ocean, and our organs are going here and there. So Jalachari means surrendering those organs which are like fishes to Bhagavan. So that is mass. And Akashchari means again the mind, which is making so many, which keeps thinking of so many things all the day in and day out. All the thoughts, whatever we have, surrendering to Him. Jalchari means Jal means water. So this mouth, whatever we talk from the mouth, we are eating everything and we are consuming everything. Water is the main thing, water element. So Jalachari means whatever we are consuming from the mouth and whatever we are giving the output, like we are talking, everything we surrender to Shiva. So the surrender, mass means 3 things: surrender of the body, surrender of the speech, and surrender of your mind. This is the mass. Mass means flesh, that was mentioned. Okay, so body, speech, and mind. You got it. Now there are three more makaras. One is the next one is mean. Mean means fish. So exactly what it means. Ganga Yamunor Madhyo Dvamatsyo Charata Sada Dvamatsyo Bhakshame Dastu Sabhaven Mansa Bhakshakaha. It says, this shloka means this mind is like a ocean, and this two breath, this is like the fishes. They are going up and down, up and down, up and down, and they are connected with this ocean. If this mind is restless, then this breath will be restless. If this mind is peaceful, the breath will be peaceful. If you are angry, you will be taking hot breaths. If you are in lusty desire, the breath will also go. So this mind and this breath are connected. So these two breath, one is called the Ganga and one is called the Yamuna river, and the breath is going in them. That is called as the fishes. So what a yogi does? A yogi calms his mind. And when the mind is calm for long hours, this breath slows down. Everything slows down. And the yogi can go into a breathless state for long hours, into state of samadhi. He has now captured this breath. That breath is called the mean. So what we are offering? We are offering our breath to Bhagavan or Devi. So this is called the offering of the mean or offering of the fish. What is the fish? The breath. All right. So now you should know, if I say Madya, divine intoxication. Mass means flesh. That means offering of the body, speech and mind. Mean, offering of our breath, means stopping it. These two are connected. And then comes Mudra, the fourth Makara. Mudra is Sahasrare Mahapadme Karnika Mudrita Bhavet. He says, here in the crown chakra, there is a lotus which is connected to this body. How is it connected? It is connected to the Kundalini. That Kundalini is a stalk. And that stalk is very shining. It shines like the lightning. When there is thunder, you'll see the lightning. So that Kundalini is like that, like a very thin lightning. So this portion is activated and that lightning is activated, Kundalini. If somebody can be in this position, that will happen only when your breath you have controlled, okay? When you have done the first three things, you are divinely intoxicated, you have offered everything to Bhagwan, and then you have controlled the breath, and then suddenly all your energy will go up here, and this portion becomes very bright. And in that brightness, the brightness is as if millions of moons have just arisen on the horizon, and millions of suns also have come together. So moons and suns both together. So it is very bright, at the same time it is very cooling. And when your mind is just sitting there undisturbed, then it is said, okay, now you are doing the mudra. And this mudra is called Shambhavi mudra. That Bhagavan will explain later. Then comes the fifth makara. So now you understand mudra. Mudra means your mind focused and you are in the sastra. That is. Then comes Maithuna. Maithuna means union. People think it is sex. It is not sex. Maithun is happening everywhere. The union is happening everywhere. The whole universe came into existence because of the union of the male and the female. Because of the union of Shiva and Shakti. Not everything is sexual. What happens when we say Maithun, people think sex. But not everything is sexual. There is asexual reproduction also. You go and see in our very own universe, we have amoebas. Amoebas have asexual reproduction. So not everything is sexual. There are things which are asexual. So a tantric is trained to think like that. You look at a garbanzo bean, one garbanzo bean, you sow it in the soil, and then you will see a plant will sprout. So you see a garbanzo bean, chana. So chana is like that shape. So half is male and half is female. They're joined together. And when you sprout them, they'll just sprout, and then from that chana will come more chana, more garbanzo beans. So what is happening? Is there anything sex happening there? No. Something is happening, and it is, and this chana is always joined from one seed. A family of garbanzo beans will come. Is it not asexual reproduction? Think like that. Change your mind. Because the moment we think Maithuna as a man-woman relationship, and that is allowed in Tantra, our mind will be filled with lust. The purpose of Tantra is not to walk on the path of lust. The purpose of Tantra is to cut that lust which is binding you and making you animalistic. Tantra means you are sacrificing your animalistic desires, animalistic tendencies. So Maithunam param tattvam shrishti sthiti karanam. He says Maithuna means union of male and female energies is the highest element, and this is the reason for the creation, for the sustenance, for the annihilation of all these many universes. Kula Kundalini Shakta, Dehinam Dehidharani, all those who are in the embodied, we are Atmas, we are souls in this embodied, in this body form. So in this body form, this energy is always there as Shiva Shakti. There are 3 Shivlingas in the body, and those Shivlingas are always with this energy. So this body is made out of elements: earth element, fire element, water element, air element, and the space element. But this body is sustained by energy, by Shakti, Prana Shakti, life force. So that Prana Shakti, life force is female energy, and the body, the elements that are used is male energies. So union means we are seeing union in everything. This entire body is made out of union, 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 union. We don't say male, female, sex, lust. No, that is not Maithun. Look at my fingers. There are union of joints. There are joints. Everything that is joining is Maithun. In broader terms, that is how we understand. We understand the term Maithun lust free. We take away the element of lust completely. So my fingers are joined here. They are joined here. My palm is joined to this. So there are joints in my body. All these joints are the result of Maithun. Everything in the universe is connected. Result of Maithun. So Maithun means union. If somebody understands this clearly, then the lust aspect will go away. That is what Tantra is intending to teach. Now let us get to what Lord Shiva is trying to teach us. Take us some shloka. We'll take some shloka from Kularnava, as I always do. Here, first of all, he said, one thing he's telling, Yathai, this I'm quoting from Panchamakaras, 5th chapter, shlok number 70. Because all these 5 things that I mentioned, now you understand. Union, wine was, first was wine. Wine was, divine intoxication. Mass, second was flesh. Flesh was this body, speech and mind. You got it. Then the third was mean. Mean means your breath, control of the breath. Then the fourth was mudra. Mudra means your attention is all over here. And then the fifth one is, the last one was Maithun. Maithun means when you come back to the world, you see everywhere it is a play of Shiva and Shakti. Shiva and Shakti playing everywhere. Their union, whatever in the world that has come, living, non-living, it is all come from Shiva Shakti. This is the divine play or the divine union of Shiva and Shakti, of the male and the female energy, and that's what Maithun is. And I am also a product of the same male and the female energy. That is what Maithun is. Now we understood that. Bhagavan says now that I am pleased by internal worship in shlok number 70, 5th chapter. Yathaivantaschara aragya priyasyurna bahischara tatha antaryaga nishtha yete priya devi napare. He says, just like a king is more close to his the closest confidants. Similarly, the one who is doing Antaryaga means internal worship. I like them more than the one who is literally doing external worship. So similarly, like, if somebody thinks, oh, wine means take wine and offer. Bhagavan says, I don't like that. Wine means divine intoxication, love of divine mother. If somebody goes and sacrifices an animal, he has already warned, you will go to hell. Flesh means you offer your body, your mind, and your speech to me. And when you are offering to Bhagavan, will you offer a dirty body to Bhagavan? No, you will offer a pure body. How about your speech? It has to be pure. How about your mind? It has to be pure. So these are the internal worship, and Bhagavan says, this is what I like. Shlok number 17 in chapter number 5, Kularnava Tantra. And he goes on saying, that person only is a Kaulika who with devotion offers me his intoxication, his love. He goes on talking about Bhairav. Bhagavan says, what is Bhairavavesh? Bhairavavesh means this intoxication, the divine intoxication goes on increasing so much that you, first of all, you realize that you are a part and parcel of Shiva and Shakti. You are their Ansh, you are their part. And then when you open your eyes, you see that everything that I see, every living, non-living thing, whatever is there in all the three worlds, everything is Shiva and Shakti. Somebody who has a vision like this, who is seeing everything as the expansion of Shiva Shakti, that person, we say, oh, he is intoxicated, he is in Bhairav Avesh. Avesh means the rapture of Bhairav. सेविते च कुलद्रव्ये कुलतर्त्वार्थ दर्शनः जायते भैरवावेश सर्वत्र सर्वदर्शनः समदर्शनः. Bhairavavesh means where you are seeing everything as Shiva Shakti. In friend also this is Shiva Shakti, in enemy also Shiva Shakti. In living being also Shiva Shakti, in non-living being also Shiva Shakti. In all the worlds it is Shiva Shakti. So with that joy you realize, and then you are in that happiness, in that ecstasy. That is called Bhairav Avesh, the ecstasy of Bhairav. He goes on saying further, the one who is always in this ecstasy of Bhairav, for him, Shiva is always there, and he realizes his soul, he realizes his own spirit. He goes on saying, Madyantu Bhairavo Devo, Madhyam Shakti Samirita, Aho Bhokta Cha Madhyasya, Mohyedam Amaranapi. That person who is so divinely intoxicated and whose vision has become so pure now, he does not see anything else but Shiva and Shakti. He says, that person is worshipped even by the Devatas. Tanmaireయం narapitva yona vikurute priye madhyanaika paro bhutva samukta sajakolika. This kind of devotee or this kind of sadhak or the tantric practitioner who is really divinely intoxicated and not the one who is drinking liquor and saying, oh, I'm a tantric. No, not that kind of devotee, not that kind of tantric. The tantric who is divinely intoxicated, who is in the state which is called as the ecstasy of Bhairav. Bhairav means enjoy of Shiva and Shakti. How is he? He says, he is always meditating on me one pointedly. एकनिष्ठ होकर के मेरा ध्यान करता है. Meaning, madhyanaik aparo bhutva. He is not thinking of anything else except for me. His meditation is fully on me, on Bhagwan Shiva. And because his meditation uninterruptedly, he has unalloyed devotion towards me, unflinching devotion towards me, and because of this devotion, because of this meditation, he becomes liberated. That person who is in this bhava, uninterrupted, is a real kaulik or is a real tantric. What is he talking? Meditation on Shiva. And now he goes on saying, Sura Shakti Shivo Masam Tadbhokta Bhairavam Swayam. Who is a Bhairav? Bhairav is that practitioner, that devotee, that tantric practitioner who knows that this body was given to me by my father, Lord Shiva. And this divine intoxication inside me, this Shakti inside me, which is making me maddened, that is Divine Mother. The person who knows this, Sura Shakti Hi, that this divine intoxication is my mother, Shakti, and this body given to me is Lord Shiva himself. That person who understands this, he is real Bhairav, and he is like Bhairav. Bhairav means part and parcel of Shiva. We are part and parcel. They are our father and mother. That realization that I am theirs and they are mine. That person is in the ecstasy of Bhairav. That person is like Bhairav. And when he's in that ecstasy, he experiences the stage of liberation, and he experiences the stage of extreme bliss. And that bliss, the Vedas are describing as, see, always Bhagwan is trying to maintain that Vedas are none different than Tantra. He has taken all the values of Vedas and he is explaining Anandam Brahmano Rupo, that Brahma realization, what Vedas are talking, that is the Ananda, and that Ananda is the same. Tachadehe Vyavasthitam, where is that Ananda? Where is that bliss? That bliss, is in this body. What? This is Shiva, and inside me is Shakti, and I am their part and parcel. That joy, that bliss. And when I open the eyes, I see everybody I see is a part and parcel of Shiva. There is nothing different, anything than Shiva and Shakti. That bliss, he's saying, that is Brahmananda, bliss of Brahman, what the Vedas are mentioning. And this bliss, the one who is drinking this nectar of bliss, that nectar of bliss is called the Madya, the wine or the divine intoxication. He goes on saying further, again in the same chapter, he has again, towards the end of the chapter, he's again saying, please do not kill any animals. If somebody thinks killing an animal is what I'm liking, he says, no. A kaula means a tantric practitioner, will not kill an animal. Who is an animal? An animal is the human being who is bound by his own actions. Somebody is a tantric and then he just kills an animal. Then these two things don't go together. Such people, he has already told many times, they are just cheaters and not the right people. And they will suffer in hell. Bhagavan is again by telling this in slok number 100. He's saying they will suffer in hell. Who is a real tantric? The one who is doing what he taught, doing meditation, who is divinely intoxicated. Who is a Bhairav? What is Bhairav? The Bhairav is that soul, that living being who realizes I'm a part of Shiva and Shakti and divinely intoxicated. Mad prachadit atma cha na kinchit api vetti cha na dhyanam na tapo narcha na dharmo na satkriya na daivam na guru na natma vicharosa na kaulika na kevalam vishya patyeta na sanchaya. He says, if somebody is not doing meditation, if somebody is not doing practicing austerity, if somebody is not practicing the religious principles that I am teaching in Kul Dharma, somebody is not doing good actions, somebody is not worshipping the devatas properly and their gurus, and then they call themselves tantric. No, they are not kaulik. They are like an animal. And definitely they are going to be falling down. And then he goes on saying, he has also mentioned in slok number 91 that whatever Panchamakaras I have taught, Sri Guru Kulashastrebhya Samyak Vigyaya Vasanam Panchamudrani Sheveta Chanyatha Patito Bhava. He says, whatever Panchamakaras I have taught, one must go to the Guru and understand these 5 things properly. If somebody does not understand it, then definitely they are going to fall down in their practice. So this has to be understood from the Guru. He goes on saying, he's wrapping up, he says, Madya sakto na pujarthi, mansashi stri nishevakah, kaulopadeshahinoya, so akshayam narakam vajet. He says, if somebody is just drinking liquor and saying I'm a tantric, he is definitely going to go in hell. And somebody who is just using the means of tantra to have sex with women, saying this is what tantra allows, definitely they are going to go in eternal hell. Akshayam narka. Akshayam means eternal hell. So while he's wrapping up, he said previously, one must understand the internal meanings of these words from the Guru and practice that. So similar, that's why when I started the class today, when I started this video, I explained you the internal meaning. When these 5 things are said, a student of Tantra should know, okay, the 5 things means internal, not anything external. Because if I do anything external, I'm walking the sinful path. I'm walking against the instructions of Shiva, and this will take me to hell. So here Bhagwan is again saying, such a person who is eating meat, Madhyasakto na pujarthi, masanshi srinishevaka, that person is not worshipping me at all, who is eating meat and who is always engaged in sexual acts, or whose mind is always fantasizing about sex. Such a person is not a kaula, is not a tantric, and he does not know the dharma at all. And then he goes on saying, asanskari tu yo nava syat panchamudrani shevate. Those who are asanskaris means uncivilized. Civilized people are those who know what I'm teaching. Uncivilized are those who do not follow what I'm teaching. And if they say, oh, yoni puja, touching the women's private parts, that is worship. He says they are unsanskari, they are uncivilized, written it very clearly. What is this yoni? Yoni is not the female genital. One of the names is yes. Sanskrit word has many meanings. You have to understand it from the Guru. The entire earth is a yoni. Yoni means womb. The universal womb. The entire earth is a universal womb. From every place there is something taking birth. A grass is growing everywhere. You see, from walls, if there is a seed stuck there, some tree will come out. There are airborne animals, there are waterborne animals, insects, bacteria, viruses. Every second there is something being born. From where is it coming? It is coming from the womb of Mother Earth or the womb of the universe. This womb of the universe is called yoni. Not a female, not taking a woman and then in the name of Tantra doing wrong things. You worship Mother Earth. This whole body is the embodiment of Mother Earth. From dust we come, in dust we go. How are we born? How is this body born? From earth comes grains, the father eats the grains, and from there the semen is made. Same grains the mother is also eating. From these grains, the semen is coming, and from that semen, the semen is giving birth to a new child. So from earth element, we have come. This body is made out of earth element. The whole body is supported by bones. Bones are denser, they are made out of earth element. So what is this yoni? Yoni, the earth, this body made up of earth, the place where we are standing is yoni. This body is made of yoni. So if somebody thinks, no, yoni means a female part, that's a wrong understanding. That is what Bhagwan Shiv says. Go to the Guru and understand it first. Very clearly he says, asanskari, those who understand Hindi and Sanskrit will know, asanskari tu yo now syat. Not yoni. People made yoni, but he says yo now. Now varna. 9 varna means those who do not understand the 9 layers of creation. When we see Sri Vidya, Sri Chakra, there are 9 avranas. So one has to understand that 9 avarans. It starts from understanding I am just a bindu, I was just a point, I was just born by the interaction of the sperm and the egg of mother. How was I? I was like a dot. And from that dot, it started multiplying, 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 and then I became this body. But who was the force behind that little me, tiny microscopic me? That is called Kurukulla. In Sri Vidya, that is called Kurukulla. Kurukulla means Tara. Tara is the mother and Vara is the father. They gave the energy and then it expanded. And this whole body came into existence. And this whole body supported. They gave the body structure, the bones and the skin and the flesh and the blood and the plasma and the fats, the bone marrow. They gave it. But how is it supported now? It is internally supported by Prana Shakti. That Prana Shakti is into 10 vital airs and 10 vital fires. And that is what is supporting the whole thing. And that is not only supporting me, this is supporting the entire universe. And from where have these come? This has come from Ma Lalita Tripura, from the same divine Shakti who is in the 3 states. So that divine Shakti which is beyond the universe, which is maintaining the universe and which is inside me, where is she? She is concentrated as Kundalini. And there are 3 Shivas inside this body. One is the Swambhu Shiva, one is the Banalinga Shiva, Banalinga, and one is the Itarlinga. So they are concentrated in a triangle in the Mooladhara, which is, one has to understand the chakra system. Mooladhara is right below our spine. So one linga is there and Shakti Kundalini is coiled there. Then another Shakti, another linga is in our heart center and the Shakti is here. And another one is in our Agya Chakra here, linga, Shiv linga. So Shakti is traveling through these 3 lingas. Most of the time that energy we are wasting in eating, digesting and procreating. But a sadhak starts a reverse journey. A practitioner, tantric practitioner starts a reverse journey and he controls his sensory organs going from here and there, brings it, as the process of Meena, controls the breath, and then he allows this energy, instead of wasting it in the world, he takes it up. So it is nothing sexual here. It happens gradually. How it happens? Bhagavan has given the hint by dhyan, by meditation on Lord Shiva, by practicing of pranayam. So those who are not understanding this, they combine the word yo now and then they make it yoni, and then Bhagavan says, oh, such people who are doing this upasana, this worship using the literal sense of Panchamakar, they are only doing an adambar. Adambar means they are just fake, they are hypocrites. They are not sanskarvan, means they are not valuing the yoni, the womb, which is janm adhar, means it is the source of your birth. So do not look at the whole thing is that do not look at a woman with lusty eyes and think Tantra allows lust. Shiva himself has only one wife, Parvati. She only is incarnating every time. He has not allowed anything. Shiva, who has given us Tantra, was the most controlled man. He looked at Cupid and he burnt Cupid to ashes. And you think Shiva's Tantra will allow unrestricted lusty dealings and say, oh, this is sex. Sex is allowed in Tantra. Do not blaspheme Tantra and Shiva like this. Here he is telling very clearly, people, those who do not respect that part or yoni or womb, they are uncivilized. Though they may say they are Brahmanishta, but they are only hypocrites. And such person will be humiliated Then he goes on Lingatraya Visheshagyaha Shadadhar Vibhedakaha Pitasthanani Chagatya Mahapadmavanam Vajet. So I explained you, there are the three lingas, and the sadhak, the practitioner, his focus becomes so strong that the kundalini starts rising, and now it is meeting all the three lingas, and then finally they both go together and they are activating this chakra. And when you are here, you are in a divine ecstasy. So that intoxication, it starts from intoxication, and then with your meditation you are able to go the piers and come here. All the energy rises here. And all the process I have explained, but I'll just read the shlokas. Amuladhara dharama brahma randram gatva puna puna chicchandra kundali shakti samarasya sukhodaya. This can, once a practitioner has become so strong, this energy can go up and down any number of times, and he can feel ecstatic anytime. And because of that, he is always in a very ecstatic state and a very blissful state. And such a person who is experiencing this nectarian bliss, he is called as Madhyapani, or he is called as divinely intoxicated. He is always ecstatic. And then Bhagwan says about Matsya again. Matsya means fish. Manasa chendriya ganam sanyam atmani yojayet matsyashi bhavet devi sheshasyu prana hinsika. He says, what is mean by employing the mind, and making it by concentrating it. You should make the effort to restrain the senses which are going here and there. So you have 11 senses including the mind. All of them has to be restrained, and only then you will experience this stage. So restraining of the senses is called as Matsya Bhoji, means he is now eating the fish. Fish means these senses are which are traveling in this ocean of the world. So a real tantric person is the one who knows how to restrain his senses. He does not go uncontrolled. Okay, so that person is a yogi. The one who can control his senses is a yogi. This is what Bhagavan is saying. And then he says, for Mithun again, Parashaktya Atma Mithuna Sanyogananda Nirbharaha Ya aste Maithunam Tatta Syat Pare Sri Nishevakaha. He says, that person whose Kundalini has risen basically, and whose all energy has gone here, and he is united here with Shiva Shakti, where his soul, he is able to see his soul, his Atma, he has gone to the path of self-realization, he has experienced self-realization. That person is actually in Maithuna. Maithuna means union. The union of your soul with Shiva Shakti. That is called Maithuna. And Bhagavan is very clearly saying, if somebody misunderstands it and just thinks having sex with man and woman sex is what it is, he says, no, this is not what I have allowed. A real Kaula or real Tantric will understand this from the Guru, and he will experience that. So this way he spoke so many things about Maithunam. Some few things he has also spoken in Ashtamullas, which is the 8th chapter, and he has warned again, Vikratim manaso hitva yadulasa pravartate tada tu devata bhavam bhajatte yogi pungava. In 8th chapter he is saying, those who remove all this mental vikaras, all those mental wrong thinking, mental negativities, those who remove those negativities and whose consciousness becomes very pure, those who remove the impurities of the consciousness, the mind and intellect, whose consciousness becomes very pure, they are only those sadhakas, those practitioners can experience this ecstatic bliss or ecstasy of Bhairav, or the ecstasy of union with Shiva Shakti. So the condition has to be, you have to have a very pure consciousness. How will that happen? Restraint of senses, restraint of mind, eating good food, thinking good, and seeing all women as mother. When you have that feeling, removing all the lusty thoughts. So those persons whose consciousness is pure, they can experience this divine bliss. This he says in chapter 8. And then again in the same chapter, chapter 8, in slok number 85, he says, Antar laksho bahir drishti nimesha nimesha varjita esha tu shambhavi mudra sarvatantreshu gopita. So we discussed about everything. Now he's discussing about mudra. And he says one mudra, shambhavi mudra. So shambhavi mudra is, he says, the mudra, when you're sitting in meditation, you sit, your spinal cord has to be straight and your eyes are half closed. So half you can see the world, but mostly you are seeing inside. So here in this area you're focusing. So eyes is half closed and in this area you're focusing. This is called a Shambhavi Mudra. And focus is here and the breath, after some time becomes, it stops. Focus is here, eyes up closed. This is Shambhavi Mudra. But in reality, this is the practice, but in reality what it means, the shloka means that such a person who has realized he's always in Shambhavi Mudra means he's always seeing. Shambhu means Shiva and Shambhavi means the Shakti of Shiva. So such a person, internally he is totally awakened because he is self-realized. He is fully in awareness. Externally he is seeing the world. The external world is dark. So he is seeing the world externally, but internally he is fully awakened. He is not like everybody around him who are in the world and who are in darkness. A person who is really practicing the Shambhavi Mudra, he is not in darkness. His consciousness, his soul consciousness has awakened. He is always in awakened mode. So, in this situation, if somebody has mastered, Bhagavan says this is the highest situation, that even when your eyes are open, when you're in the world, but you are not carried away by the ignorance of the world. You are not carried away by the darkness of the world. So this is Maithuna and this is Mudra. He has spoken Shambhavi Mudra. But these are all internal. In external worship, what we do in Mithun, he has suggested one thing. You worship some god and goddesses, the couples. And who are them? He is saying, Gauri Shiva Rama Vishnu Vani Sarsija Jasnau Sachindro Rohini Chandro Swahagni Cha Prabharavi. He has mentioned this in 10th chapter. He says, internally, yes, you think of like this, but externally when you are worshipping, you can worship Shiva, Parvati, Lakshmi, Vishnu, Brahma and Saraswati, Indra and his Indrani, Rohini and Chandra, Swaha and Agni, Prabha and Bhaskar, Veerabhadra and Bhadrakali, Bhairav and Bhairavi. These are 9 divine couples whom you can always worship externally. So this way we come to the end of the series of Panchmakar, where we have thoroughly understood what Bhagavan means with the 5 makaras. There is nothing external that has to be done. It has to be all internal. And even if you are doing external, we can do tantric practices in a shuddha, in a pure manner. So Bhagavan has expounded pure tantra. So let Bhagavan Shiva and Shakti bless us all, that we understand tantra in its sublime form, and let this path of pure tantra and sattvic tantra spread everywhere. May people understand the real tantra and experience that Bhairavavesh, the ecstasy of Bhairav. Alright, so we'll end it up here and we'll see you in next series with some new topics on tantra. Parvati Pate Har Har Mahadev.